Welcome to the Great American Collectibles Show, heard Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on PSA.com and the PSA Facebook page. The Great American Collectibles Show is brought to you by PSA and the National Sports Collectors Convention. Tonight's headlines are brought to you by Sports Collectors Daily. For all of your hobby news, features, and more, visit sportscollectorsdaily.com. And now, your hosts, Tom Zappala and Rico Petrocelli.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Yeah, well, she's very good. The young woman who introduces us. She's very good.
She is very good. She's nice.
Is she a professional?
She's nice looking.
She's a pretty girl?
Oh,
That's nice.
hot.
Well, hot. I don't know what's hot, what's lukewarm. You kidding?
Welcome to the Great American Collectibles Show. I am Tom Zappala with my compadre, Red Sox Hall of Famer, Rico Petrocelli. Happy birthday.
Don't start.
I'm not. Just happy birthday.
All right, thanks.
We won't tell people that you were a roommate with Cobb, but happy birthday.
Wow.
Hey, listen, before we bring in our first, by the way, let me just introduce everyone.
Yes.
Charlie Parrino from JRI Cards is going to be with us for about 5 or 6 minutes. And then the man, the star, he doesn't have a hat on today.
Charlie's a star, too.
I know, Charlie is a star, but, I mean, Derek is like a superstar. Derek Grady from Heritage is going to join us for the remaining show. But first, our headlines. Ready for this one, Rick?
Yeah. I'm excited.
Fisk home run ball to display at Fenway as shares go on offer. Carlton Fisk's famous World Series game-winning home run ball is going home, at least temporarily. The ball belted off the left field foul pole at Fenway Park in the 12th inning of Game 6 of the 75 World Series gave the Red Sox a dramatic, I repeat, a dramatic win over the eventual World Series champion Cincinnati Reds. Picked up by left fielder George Foster, the ball eventually made its way into the hobby, and on June 21st and 22nd, which is already passed, it was on display at Fenway Park, just steps from the spot where it clanked off what is now known as the Fisk pole. Why is it there? Because the display is a promotion between the Red Sox with the fractional shares platform Collectible, which they're going to offer shares of ownership of the ball for $5 each.
Get out of here.
You can buy shares to own the Carlton Fisk ball.
That's a good deal. That's a very good deal.
Well, you don't know that.
I know it. Because,
I'm just telling you.
That ball, think about it. Even if the rest of the country, the collectors, not interested. The Boston collectors, people,
they'll
England,
buy into it.
I mean, I would think.
Absolutely.
A ton of people.
So anyways, for more information, you can go to our good friend Rich Miller and the staff at Sports Collectors Daily. Okay, let's bring Charlie Parrino from JRI Cards. Charles, how are you?
Hey,
Gentlemen, I'm
Charlie.
doing great, but listen, are they going to put the Bucky Dent ball next to that
What do
Carlton Fisk
you
ball,
got to
or-
start for? Why do you have to start?
Bucky Dent ball.
I thought that was a historic Fenway ball.
Yeah, it is
also,
a
Bucky Dent.
historic Fenway ball. They should have blown that ball up.
Yeah, they.
They should have melted it.
A New York collector would pay. I would think pretty good.
I wonder where that ball is. Now I got to research. Now you give me some more work to do.
Well, that was the net. It went in the net. They didn't have the seats there at the time, and one of the staff ground crew would go up.
Oh, and retrieve it?
Retrieve all the balls that were up there. So he probably has it.
You weren't. That was
I was
78.
there. Yeah,
you had already
I
left.
retired.
You had already.
Can't blame me, can you?
No, but guess what? When Fisk, where were you in the dugout when Fisk hit the home run? Right?
Yeah.
You right?
I was in the dugout. Yeah, we went nuts. I almost hit my head on the dugout. It was that's so exciting. There's nothing like walk-offs. Really are exciting.
But
They're
something.
the most exciting thing.
You know who never gets credit, Charlie? Not to digress real quickly. You know who doesn't get enough credit for that game? Bernie Cabo.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah. Well,
If Cabo,
right.
he tied it up, right?
I was on first base when Cabo hit that home run, and that was.
He doesn't tie it up. There is no Fisk home run.
Right.
Right?
So, yeah.
But anyways, that was a great night. I was living in Maine at the time, teaching school.
You're kidding.
Jumping up and down. jumping up and down.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. All right, Charles, let's talk about, first of all, how's the weather in Florida? Is it a little hot and humid?
It's like a wet sock down here, Tom. Honestly, it's humid, it's hot, but it's nice. It's you get a nice breeze at nighttime when the sun goes down. It cools down to like 90, and then you just get used to it after a while. I just got to make sure my wax packs don't melt. We got the blowing down here. It's like an igloo in this place down here.
Hey, listen, there's so much about JRI cards, again, that people always want to, explain the different break concepts that you feature. How does the membership work? Just get into the different concepts of JRI.
Graded, unsearched, and sealed packs, all from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Mostly we dominate in that vintage area. Speaking of Carlton Fisk, we have a 72 pack up there with potentially may have his rookie card, which is a great card for a collector if we pull it. And of course, all our cards are packed fresh coming out of these packs. I mean, they're all here. They're all graded already, untouched. They're time capsules, and we offer spots in these packs. Some people buy the whole pack. Some people buy 2 or 3. And we try to pull, really, the more I think about it, I'm getting kind of used to it, but we're really pulling out beautiful cards. No dog ears. The centering we can't control or print defects, but these are touched for the first time by me for about 8 seconds. And then right to the customer, or we send it to PSA and complimentary graded.
Yeah. Very cool.
That's exciting.
No, it is.
Really
the way
is.
his cards up. You weren't with me when we would. No, Joe Marino was. But when you come over to the East Coast to see us, seriously, we got to go down to his place. It's very impressive.
Absolutely,
very
absolutely.
impressive.
But I want to
ask,
Charlie, what is hit random? Hit
randoms. I mean, we do packs, wax packs, cellos, boxes, but hit randoms are a little different product. It'll just be basically maybe a whole pack versus a spot in that pack, and some graded cards. And we throw some cheerleader cards in there, some cards from 1940, Mutoscope cards. They're really nice things to do. Gives a collector like a grab bag type of. Yeah. The hit is the big hit. It could be it's the entire pack. And from there, we just divvy it down to maybe 5 spots, 7 spots.
And you guys, you do like charity breaks, things like that too, right?
Oh, yeah. Independence for Veterans.
Nice.
is our charity run by Stacia McDonough. Her husband passed away. He was a vet. And we have a whole charity break section on our site where a portion of net proceeds go directly to the Independence for Veterans. That's for the homeless vets, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and the Coast Guard.
That's what.
Oh, your buddy does that, right?
Yeah, but I'm a vet, buddy.
Well, you're not a vet. You're in the Cub Scouts.
No, I'm a vet. I'm a legitimate vet.
The hell were you in?
Huh? I was in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
Were you really?
Yeah, the reserves.
Civil War?
See,
Charlie, we have a Civil War pack. I'm going to look.
There we go.
Oh, all right. What a lead into that.
Now Grady. Grady's coming on. Grady was in the Brownies. But anyway.
Oh, for the love of God, no.
All right.
Now, I know today I can join whatever I want to join, boys or girls. I can do anything I want to.
That's a good point. All right, Charlie, your website address?
Is JRIcards.com, and we're going to be at the National. We have a big giveaway right now. If you make any purchase, we're giving away an entire pack from 1967. Willie Mays and McCovey on top. You get the whole pack.
Love it.
First. Lou Alcindor for second place,
hey,
rookie
Lou,
card.
I played
and third place, why not throw a dash of the Mickey Mantle?
There we go. Very cool.
A nice giveaway.
Nice stuff, Charlie.
We're going to keep ripping and trying those gem mint cards out there. So they're in these packs, believe me.
Listen, we're going to see you at the National, and JM is going to be going around with a little camera guy. We're going to be doing little interviews with all of our great sponsors. So we look forward to seeing you, pal.
Yes.
You got it, guys.
Take care.
Bring me a hat. I want one of your hats.
We're going to give him a T-shirt. Charlie Parrino.
Yeah,
I saw you a T-shirt, Rico. I got to send you one. I'll send you guys some T-shirts.
Send me, extra large.
All right, Charlie.
Tom, double extra large.
Tom, 3X.
Hey, I'm an extra large.
Thank you, Charlie.
There you go.
Take care.
I'll send you guys up some.
Take care.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. Grady's in. Derek.
Yes, sir.
You look actually pretty good today. You're dressed.
I just feel like I cleaned up a little bit today. I'm actually at my home office here. The lighting might not be the best. I don't have.
Well, you do look a little pale. He looks a little pale. He does look a little pale.
Well, that's because of the lighting.
Yes,
the lighting. I can't look.
Look like you're Walking Dead. That's all right. No, Charlie, I'm just kidding.
That's okay.
I want to know one thing.
okay.
Can I? Is it all right if I ask him that question?
Ask Derek whatever you want.
What the hell's a Russian Nobel Prize
Oh,
auction?
you didn't hear about this. See, that's why.
Okay,
No,
so-
hold on, Derek.
Wait,
if you
Okay,
read,
yeah.
if
Let
you took the
him-
time,
I did.
no, this
no,
was
I
all
don't.
over the news.
I was there.
Go ahead, Derek.
No, honestly, we okay, let me get a little bit more color in my face here, maybe. Does that help? No.
Yeah,
No,
you're right.
probably not.
The shadow.
Okay, I look like The Walking Dead, and that's fine. That's a popular show. So we had the honor of, the Nobel Peace Prize winner, Russian journalist, I believe. He consigned his medal, all for charity, and Heritage gave the buyer's premium, no seller's fee, to charity, and it went for over $100 million to support the refugees, the displaced kids from the war, from Putin's aggression.
So basically,
Oh,
then,
wow.
isn't that unbelievable?
Raised over $100 million. One bidder, and the money went to UNICEF, so it's distributed the right way.
Yeah.
So I've got to ask you
And,
this
you know,
question.
That's
Let me ask you
amazing.
this question. Where's this guy living now? He's certainly not living in Russia.
I'm not sure. Keep in mind, I'm in sports, so I was paying attention to. I knew we had it going on. It was in New York City, but there's something about New York City traffic that no matter when I leave, I might as well just be stuck for 3 hours, even though it's like an hour drive for me.
Yeah,
So it
dodging-
doesn't matter when it is.
dodging
I
the
was stuck in
bullets.
2 accidents yesterday. I left the White Plains area, maybe a little bit further past, and that should have been like an hour and a half, and it was 3 hours. There's always accidents. There's always something
Always,
going on. New York
always.
City and me don't get along that well.
Yeah, but hold on.
But no, it was great.
Yeah, but Derek, correct me if I'm wrong, but when I saw it, I thought it was a newspaper article or a CNN or Fox. You were the guy they were interviewing, right? Or you were the guy that they were quoting? Or did I dream
Me?
that? Or maybe it was
You
sports.
must have.
No, maybe it was sports.
You think
Collective.
Heritage? No, Heritage isn't going to allow me to overstep my boundaries in sports.
I saw.
I don't think they're going to trust me on camera. I'm shocked I can even do this.
Did you do?
You don't know what I'm going to say.
That's a good point. But did you?
They're not going to put me on a stage like that.
Did you do something with Sports Collectors Daily on that story?
Pro might have. Provenzel. I don't know. I did not.
Really? I could have swore they said Derek Grady. Maybe Pro.
Oh, maybe they did. Hey, look, people mimic, try and be me. So, so they just say, when in doubt, hey, it's Derek Grady. That's what happens when you get famous.
All right, listen, let's talk about the results of the last auction before we go forward. Were you guys happy with the last auction?
Okay, and which auction was that, sir?
I can't remember
We
what
had a showcase auction. Generally we're happy because we reach everybody and the market speaks. I mean, I feel like, we have our July auction that literally just launched a couple hours ago that closes the 21st to 23rd. It's cards and tickets only. Okay. So you have a plethora of great items in there. 51 Bowman mantle in an 8, a dice game mantle, Lajoie in an 8, just Napoleon Lajoie, 33 Gaudi. And we just have so many, biggest a 68 3D Clemente in a 10, a bunch of great tickets. Tickets have really taken off. So, we've had to dedicate a section for that. Just lots of goodies. The same thing you can expect from Heritage.
Yeah.
And and also the biggest Muhammad Ali collection.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I mean, did that come from one consigner?
One consigner. He's been doing it for 30 years, just putting away every Muhammad Ali different item imaginable. So that is, the last day of the auction, and it's incredible. It is the best. All the fight posters, fight worn stuff, his Muslim prayer cap that's photo matched. I mean, there's something in there for everybody. But it's a single owner collection.
Were you an Ali fan, a boxing fan?
Not at first. I wasn't. Like most people, he was very outgoing, to say the least. And then I really became, one of my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was a good fighter.
Marciano, of course, being Italian American and all that, and we kind of looked up to him. But then Ali, it was had just become great.
When Ali, when the first Ali Frazier fight, was I a senior in college? I think I was. I was maybe a junior in college, and I was going to school in Maine, and they were having it on closed circuit TV at the Portland Expo, Portland, Maine.
Wow. Yeah.
So, of course, I was a 19-year-old kid, didn't have any money, so I had a leather jacket.
Do you have hair?
I had a leather jacket that I sold, so I could buy a ticket with my buddies to the fight.
Yeah.
That's a cool story.
So
Yeah.
listen, I sold the jacket for $25
Why?
because I wanted to buy a ticket to the fight.
Okay, yeah, no.
So
No,
I
just-
sold the ticket for $25, and we go to the fight, and we're all sitting there. Damned if it was the only place in the country where the closed circuit TV broke down the camera.
Jeez.
And they gave us they gave us our money back. I got my money back for the ticket, but I lost my jacket.
Yeah, that's too bad.
I was
feel bad
very,
for you.
very irritated that
Sure, a
night.
19-year-old kid
Are you kidding?
in Maine. Yep. But do you have, does he have any, seriously, punching bags? You got any punching bags that he would usually use?
I didn't see I am telling you that there is everything in that auction.
Yeah.
Go through it. There are a ton of most Muhammad Ali items. And myself as a collector, when I first got into it and I could afford to buy some autographed 16 by 20s, one of the, I would buy iconic, so like Bobby Orr flying through the air. Okay.
Yeah.
Even though that's not my team, I would buy iconic photos. So the photo of Ali over Liston, I bought that sign.
That's a great
And
picture.
so, but
He's
I've also
taunting him.
then come to enjoy. So I do have a few boxing game use things like a Sugar Ray Robinson robe, a couple things like that. But Ali just goes for a lot of money, and I haven't his stuff just goes for really a lot in his fight worn stuff that's authentic. But the fight posters are to die for. I love the fight posters. Some of those awesome different fight posters.
Yeah.
So I collect those.
By the way, did you get my action shot against
Which one?
in the '67 series when I struck out 4 times in a row against Bob Gibson? That was very quick. If you didn't get, but
Man, maybe I shouldn't wear your jersey the next time I.
No, but on the other side of the coin, you hit 2 home runs in the 75 series.
67.
Oh, 67. That's
Memories.
Right. No,
that's
right.
okay. That's
no. What game was that? What game was that?
That was Game 6.
All right, so Game 6, he hit 2 home runs.
No, but it's that. But
You got him into Game 7.
Muhammad Ali was he was really something else. That's when boxing, especially heavyweight boxing, was really
the best.
It was
Absolutely.
top.
Now I can't even name them.
I know, it's crazy. Hey, Derek.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Let's talk about your personal collection. Can you throw out some of the other stuff? I mean, do you have an extensive collection of just about like all, genres of sports, or do you have it narrowed?
So because I'm a card expert, obviously, and I have graded professionally for years, and that's the main thing I do at Heritage with my team, I see cards in my sleep because that's all I do. So I started collecting memorabilia about a dozen years ago. Okay. So I have a lot of significant game worn jerseys, game used bats. I did start to collect, and I didn't do it early enough, but I started probably 5 years ago buying signed rookie cards so I could have the card and, and an autograph. So kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So I've got some great signed cards. I wish I would have a signed Jackie and a signed Mantle, but I have all the Mazes, all the Aarons, everybody's rookie. I think I even have a Rico Petrocelli signed rookie card. That's the highlight.
Really?
But honestly, I have a lot of game worn. So, the best things, if you're asking, is I have a Johnny Unitas game worn jersey,
Very cool.
a Hank Aaron, a Willie Mays, a Roberto Clemente, just to name a few, a couple hundred game worn jerseys. So,
I wonder how. Go ahead. Sorry.
and I have a Rico jersey.
Oh, my
I know
God,
that.
1971 Rico.
That's right.
Jeez.
Signed.
Spaghetti on it. Spaghetti.
All right, listen,
sauce.
we're going to take a break. We come back. We have a lot to talk about with Derek, a lot to talk about. So we're going to get into some really funky stuff. Funky stuff.
What does that mean?
No, just
Derek,
because he's game for anything.
X-rated?
No, hang in there. We'll be right back.
Since 1996, Brian Drent and the staff at Denver's Mile High Card Company have led the charge in the collectibles hobby. Mile High is a full-service dealer specializing in buying and selling cards and offers a competitive consignment program for all collectors. Whether it be their computerized want list service, appraisals, or auction services, Mile High has it all. If you've been searching for a company with a selection of high-grade vintage 1888 to 1970 baseball cards and memorabilia that shares your passion, aim high, Mile High. Go to milehighcardco.com or call 303-840-2784 for more information.
This is Brian Drent, president of Mile High Card Company. Is your sports card and memorabilia collection properly insured? For easily replaced personal property, homeowners insurance is all most people need. But for prized possessions that you may have spent a lifetime collecting, it doesn't go nearly far enough. Collectibles Insurance Services has been insuring for over 50 years. They offer a full range of protection and a $0 deductible at an affordable rate with no appraisals required. I know because they insure my collection. If you have a minute, go to collectinsure.com and learn more about insuring your personal card or memorabilia collection.
Hi, this is Dan from Memory Lane Auctions, here to remind you that the renowned Memory Lane Collectibles Company has served as a beacon of light to the collecting community for the past several decades. Indeed, folks, it has been our utmost privilege and pleasure to provide the most enthusiastic collectors with an abundance of the finest sports cards and memorabilia for America's most coveted sports personalities via our world-class auctions. Whether you choose either a private sale transaction or the auction route, Memory Lane cordially invites you to reach out to us to maximize the value of your prized possessions. Also, it is not just sales that we pride ourselves on being the best of the rest, because if you are seeking a particular keepsake for your esteemed gathering, we will be relentless in our quest to find that special piece to fulfill your collecting dreams. So no time to wait. Reach out to us today for the purposes of capitalizing on our unparalleled marketing capabilities. Simply pick up the phone and dial 877-606-5263. That's 877-606-LANE, or find us on the World Wide Web at www.memorylaneinc.com. Now is the time for your valued consignment to ultimately become another one of Memory Lane's record-setting prices.
How would you like to own the bat that was used by your favorite player when he hit that towering home run or game-winning base hit? Now look no further than JT Sports, specializing in the sale and authentication of professional game-used bats. As the official authenticators of professional model game-used bats for PSA DNA, JT Sports will guarantee the authenticity of any bat purchased from them. JT Sports also buys and sells game-worn uniforms, gloves, and baseball equipment. The unique quality of the collectible is what JT Sports is all about. Give them a call at 609-487-8003 or check them out at GameUseBats.com.
Hi, everyone. This is Rico Petrocelli. If you want to own a piece of sports history at an affordable price, take a look at the magnificent highest resolution prints of famed artist James Ferrantino. Check out the link here on the screen, and you'll be amazed at renderings of some of the greats like Clemente, Ruth, Brady, Jordan, and some of the greatest athletes to ever grace the sports landscape. The very affordable limited editions capture every shade of the original work. And yes, they're individually signed by James. Prices for these art gems range between $200 and $400 and will look spectacular in your office or collectibles room. Typically, a James original sells for 5 figures, but you can purchase one of his affordable reproductions now and cherish it forever. Go to jamesferrantino.com/store and purchase your personal work of art. James Ferrantino, in our opinion, is the greatest sports artist on the planet.
He answered the tough questions. On deck with Richard Petrocelli.
Richard Petrocelli. On deck with Richard Petrocelli. That's a new one.
That's good.
All right, it is time for our segment. Look at Grady. Looks like he's. Are you okay?
No, it's
Let me guess.
No, he looks good. All right, it's time for our segment.
Oh, thank you. Tom.
On Deck with Rico, brought to us by our good friend Brian Dwyer and the great staff at REA Auctions. Don't forget to get your bid in by going to robertedwardauctions.com. That's Robert Edward Auctions for extraordinary results and extraordinary service. This week's question, and by the way, when you send a question in and we pick it, you get to win an official Great American Collectibles T-shirt, which, by the way, we will have one for our good friend Derek in a XXX when we see him at the National.
Extra large.
Yeah.
By the way, I have one, and I literally wore it for the first time the other day.
Did you really?
Out. I wore it out. I got an acai bowl. And you've ever had one of those?
Oh, I love them. They're healthy.
Good.
They're very healthy.
Love them. Oh, they're to die for. I'm probably going to get one later today. But anyway, I wore it around. I went to the grocery store. I went to the pharmacy.
Appreciate. And by the way, you've embarrassed me personally, so that we will.
Oh, for your giveaways.
Yes. So we at the
you
National.
were giving away 42 cents.
I know.
Okay?
Listen, it was the thought. It was the thought behind the giveaway. Right.
Oh, they were terrible.
All right,
giveaway T-shirts.
We are going to be giving away a bunch of Great American Collectibles T-shirts, as well as some wonderful 8x11 signed Rico pictures, photographs.
Yes.
And
I need a personalized. Hey, by the way, I need a personalized one from Rico. I'll take one from you too, Tom.
We also
with the goatee or without.
No, we're also going to be giving away some signed.
The goatee. He looks scary. He's not allowed within 20 feet of a skull without it. So he definitely needs to have the goatee.
See, and we're also going to be giving away on stage some of our new
books.
A new release book. We'll be giving a couple of those away.
I'd like to get one of those books. Yeah, see?
All right,
money.
Yeah.
Here's our question. This question was submitted by a Tony Palmentieri. I wonder if it's any relation to Chaz Palmentieri.
Might be.
Rico, this is a good question, Rico. Rico, what kind of effect did Tony see being hit on that 67 team have on the team for the rest of the year? What kind of an effect did him getting hit have on the team the rest of the year? Did it give them incentive?
Yeah.
Tell us about
it was absolutely. I was on deck when he got hit right below the eye here and broke his jaw, and then his face.
I remember. Have you ever seen that picture, Derek, of Tony after he got hit and what his eye looked like? Tony C. I mean, of course. It's an iconic picture.
Well, anyway, we were so PO'd. I was the next batter. And I was trying to hit the ball up the middle to hit the pitcher, and I hit a ball to right center field for a triple.
I didn't realize that.
A triple, man. But I got up, I slid in there, and I got up. I wanted to.
And did everybody feel the same way?
Yeah, everybody was mad, very angry. Sure. And then we learned real later, actually in recent years, that the pitcher told one of his teammates, and this is the guy that came out with
He's passed away since, by the way.
That the day before, he said he was going to throw at him.
What?
That's right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
And, a lot of times he'll do that and, of course, not hit the guy, trying to hit him.
Wow.
But this was really sad. And but it gave us tremendous incentive. And Tony, when he was out of the hospital and I don't know, months later, towards the end of the season, he was sat on the bench. And, it was tough for him not to be involved, but he gave us tremendous incentive to go play hard every single game.
Now, one thing that did help the team that year was Hawk Harrelson.
Ken Harrelson came in.
Kenny Harrelson came in and for a year and a half and filled in pretty well.
Yeah, he did a good job. Kenny, right field, played right field. We were when the ball went out to right field, everybody just looked the other way, like.
He had a good bat.
Yeah, he got a lot of
home runs
in the World Series too. The next year he had a big year, but that gave us incentive, and it's really tough. I've been hit in the head. I've seen other guys from our teams get hit, and you know.
Well, you know,
first
something
thing is you get really angry. You want to go after
from a personal perspective too. I mean, you and Tony were very, very,
we're
very
close friends,
very
and,
close.
But
you know, Derek, see, if you and I were in the North End, walking down the street, this is how the girls would react to you and I walking down the street together. The way they used to react to Rico,
North End is the
Italian section of Boston. How they used to
You think so?
They used to hang out the window yelling at
Oh, for
Rico
them?
and
yeah,
Tony.
guaranteed.
Rico, Tony,
Hey,
right?
Italian,
Oh my God,
they
yeah.
could hardly speak any English. Hey, I love to we said, hey, that's my only fan up there.
Hey, listen, I want to talk to you about, you mentioned grading. Take us behind the curtain on how is a card graded, Derek? And all kidding aside, I know that you've talked about it, but you are considered one of the best, if not the best, card grader in the country, or you're right up there. What are the little nuances that you look for in a grade?
So I get that question a lot, and I didn't manage a grading room ever with more than, say, 8 graders in it. And it has been now with the explosion that I'm told the grading companies, PSA is, 75 graders or something like that. It is tough to herd cats. So I don't know how I would do it, managing that many people other than having certain team leaders, because what you want to do, like right now, we're going through the tightest. You can talk to anybody that's on your show and ask them that submits cards. This is the tightest period we've ever gone through in grading. There are 8s that come out today that look better than 9s. It's a fact, and you can see it with your own eyes. And you've seen this, Tom. You've seen as a collector that you can find a T206 and a 5, and you can get a newer grade in a 4, and the 4 looks better than the 5.
But what is the reason for that, Derek? Why?
Graders unchecked can get too tight, too loose, and when you're in a hurry. And right now, the turnaround times have become so bad. Now they're getting better, but they were at such a all-time backlog. Remember, PSA had shut its doors. They were a year out. Remember, last year at the National, we were talking about when are you going to get your turnaround time back to 6 months? When do you get the prices down to $30, $20? They're finally getting there.
Right.
When graders are in a hurry, they go fast. It's an assembly line. The quality goes down. Anybody can say what they want, but it's a fact. So as a grader, when I get a car, you can't necessarily go faster. It doesn't work that way. If you don't look at also, you get a card in your hand, and I should have a prop. I don't right here, but I could go grab one, but just picture this. You put the card in front of your face. You're already you're already between like 2 grades. I'm always between 2 grades. 7, 8, okay.
Whatever. Yeah.
8, 9, 9, 10, right? You look at you look at it, you tilt it, you rotate it, you try and catch it in the light for hidden creases, for any imperfections, okay? You're going to black light it if it's a vintage card that you think you see something going on where somebody filled in a print dot or somebody added color to a corner. But then you're going to rotate it on its edges and look at the edges, make sure they're all uniform, make sure the card's not trimmed. A grader gets paid good, a really good grader, they get paid for what they don't grade, for what they catch, which is card doctored, which has been trimmed or color added or erased borders to make it better centered. People don't see that stuff, okay?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you can't get caught up in, penalizing people when they send in a great bunch of cards, because there are people that know what they're doing. So they go out and they pick at card shows and they send in their best cards. So what you don't want to do as a grader, if they submit all 9s and 10s, God bless them. Go shake their hand.
All right,
when they come pick up
so
the
let me
orders.
play the devil's advocate then. Conversely, is it more prevalent today where they'll get a grade back and not be happy with it and crack it open and resubmit it?
Oh my God. If you knew how many, if I knew, the only way we're going to know is when we go to heaven someday and we can look down and watch the video, okay? Because there's no other way. If you were there when everybody opened their packages and saw how many cards they actually cracked out and resubmit, that's the one thing that's great, is the grading companies do make more money by getting resubmissions. I don't think any owner of a grading company is going to admit that, but it's an outstanding thought that you get to grade a card more than one time. Nobody's intentionally doing that. My point is, the busier you get, the quicker graders go, and it's easy to undergrade. You don't get fired for undergrading, you get fired for overgrading. So picture putting 10s on cards that have touched corners, okay? You're only going to get questioned by the head grader is if you're overgrading. Undergrading, you're looking at the card in the holder. So if one of my guys graded an invoice and I'm trying to get it out the door, you're proofing it. You're looking at it, quality control, right? So I'm looking at all the cards that were just graded in the holder now. If they're overgraded, you can see it immediately like that. So you lower it. To raise a card takes a lot, because say I have a modern invoice and he 9'd everything. Well, how can I tell in the holder why he 9'd it if I can barely see a scratch in the hole? Why did he 9 all these cards? Graders can go too conservative, okay? Usually you don't see an invoice that gets all 10s or all 9s. And my argument is graders should try and put the card in the highest holder. Don't penalize the card. Don't penalize the person. Try and focus on not just speed, but doing your best job. And it's hard because, like I said, the grading companies are so busy, very difficult to find somebody. There's no school for card grading.
So back in the day, when you were grading, you had people working for you. How many sets of eyes? So Rico, he grades a card and he puts a grade on it.
10.
Now, does he pass it on in the old days?
So,
how many sets of eyes looked at that one card?
So that's fair. So we had several people typing in grades. When I say they type in grades, that means you know Lee.
Yeah.
That I work with Lee. You see him at shows with me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Lee was a grader with me. He was a senior grader. I was the director of grading. If he graded something, I would proof it. If I graded something, he would proof it, or another grader would proof it. So 2 sets of eyes were always on every card. I don't care what card
All right,
it was.
so what happened
if nobody – go ahead.
I was just saying, so what happened if you disagreed?
I can grade an invoice. I can grade an invoice and type it in. Lee could grade an invoice and type it in. The graders in training would write grades on the back of the card saver. Then we would go over those invoices and type those in, okay? So we would see their cards raw. But once you become a senior grader, you're able to type in grades. So say we had guys that could do modern. We'd let them type in the modern cards because they were really good at modern. We'd let them type them in, but somebody else would proof each other's work. So I couldn't proof my own work.
But would you ever, like, if you graded something a 7 and Lee graded that same card, he proofed your work and graded it a 6, would you come up with a GPA, an average, or would you leave?
No.
Okay.
So you can't have too much of an ego, and believe it or not, I really didn't. I could, trump anybody as the senior grader. I could say, don't lower hey, Derek, we're going to lower this to an 8. You put an 8.5 on it or a 9. Show me why. I could overroll them. Might have done that 3 times in my life. If the vast majority or 2 or 3, again, I'm not going to overroll them. I mean, they see it. It's subjective. There's some things that, if I know a 19th century issue a little bit better, maybe, I don't grade a 19th century card the same exact way as I would a modern card. You're a little bit more lenient. But no, I would go with the proofer had the ability to change any of my grades, and you can't take it personal. I mean, look, if you're having a bad day, people aren't great at their job every day. So, but what graders do is right now, I feel like they streamline. They're under pressure to get as many cards out the door as possible. Anytime you do that, you're going to go more conservative. If you told me I had to go faster as a grader, 100% unequivocally, I am going to go faster and I am going to go more conservative. It's easier to 9 everything than it is to 10 everything.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Very good.
So that's why we're hearing that, and I'm thinking PSA is self-reflective on that, and I hope the other companies are too, is just be self-reflective, and graders have to take it serious. Like, there's people in this hobby, they're back in the hobby, they're enjoying it. I can assure you, we will lose them if they submit cards at $40-50 a card and they get destroyed on their grades and they don't enjoy buying boxes and opening packs and sending in cards, and they can never get a 9 or a 10, and they only get 7s and 8s. But then when they're on a show floor, they see cards that look like theirs, and they don't understand why they can't get them. We just want, people that love the hobby. I just want to see everybody, even my competitors, to be honest, at the other auction companies. I hope they get the highest grades possible for the card. We want people to enjoy the hobby.
We had chatting with Derek Grady from Heritage Auctions. We're going to take a quick break.
Right.
When we come back, we got a bunch of other stuff for our last segment to chat with.
Well, I got a question. Am I allowed to answer a question here? Get involved? Money, see?
$2.
$2 a question.
This guy, I think that's fair. $2 a question.
You've heard this saying from the scriptures. The love of money is the root of all kinds of evil.
And I agree with that. Hang in there. We'll be right back.
It's a family-owned and operated online auction specializing in autographed memorabilia, sports cards, coins, art, and collectibles. Since their founding in 2010, they've grown to 2 facilities in Phoenix, Arizona, totaling over 60,000 square feet. Jared Cavalier and an incredible staff of over 150 team members serve a very large customer base and enjoy every minute of it. By working with leading authentication companies, Pristine ensures all items are 100% authentic. In addition, third-party authenticators regularly travel to Pristine Auction to provide authentication services on site. Pristine Auction strives to operate its business in a way that's honoring to God, their families, and their customers. With a strong focus on speed, quality, and premier customer service, their mission is to be the leading online auction for every level of collector and fan. Pristine also works for Hope Sports and Identity Hoops International, traveling to Mexico to build houses for the less fortunate. Pristine Auction offers several online auction formats with thousands of auctions ending each day. For more information, go to pristineauction.com. That's Pristine Auction, the best in the business.
If you're a discerning collector interested in owning the most important pieces in the hobby, look no further than Leland's Auctions. The original sports auction and appraisal house, Leland's was established in 1985 by legendary Pioneer founder Joshua Leland Evans. And today, President Mike Hefner carries on their tradition. From the Tom Brady card and memorabilia collection to the famed Boston Garden auction to high-end card auctions from every major sport, Leland's has always maintained the highest standards. Go to Lelands.com and get your bid in. That's Leland's, the hobby's leading sports auction house for 4 decades.
It's often been said that championships are won on the practice field, and world records come only to those willing to work harder than everybody else. Heritage Auctions is the world's largest collectibles auctioneer because we believe that becoming the best is only an invitation to the challenge of remaining the best. This requires the skills of the hobby's top experts, capable of identifying and maximizing value for our consigners. It requires the most visited website in the industry, courting a global audience of collectors over 1.5 million strong. It requires a dedicated press department that expands our global reach far beyond the entrenched hobby marketplace. It's hard work, but a simple premise. Present the finest collectibles to the largest population of potential buyers, and world records will come. We invite all listeners to put the unmatched power of Heritage Auctions to work for you. Auction evaluations are always free, and our commission-based fee structure ensures that our interests are always aligned. The highest possible price for your collectibles. There will always be new world records to chase, so let's chase them together. Visit our website at ha.com and request your no-obligation review today.
Hi, this is Dan from Memory Lane Auctions, here to remind you that the renowned Memory Lane Collectibles Company has served as a beacon of light to the collecting community for the past several decades. Indeed, folks, it has been our utmost privilege and pleasure to provide the most enthusiastic collectors with an abundance of the finest sports cards and memorabilia for America's most coveted sports personalities via our world-class auctions. Whether you choose either a private sale transaction or the auction route, Memory Lane cordially invites you to reach out to us to maximize the value of your prized possessions. Also, it is not just sales that we pride ourselves on being the best of the rest, because if you are seeking a particular keepsake for your esteemed gathering, we will be relentless in our quest to find that special piece to fulfill your collecting dreams. So no time to wait. Reach out to us today for the purposes of capitalizing on our unparalleled marketing capabilities. Simply pick up the phone and dial 877-606-5263. That's 877-606-LANE, or find us on the World Wide Web at www.memorylaneinc.com. Now is the time for your valued consignment to ultimately become another one of Memory Lane's record-setting prices.
With so many fakes out there, it's hard to figure out if the sneakers you want are real. But when you buy eligible sneakers on eBay, you can be confident they're genuine because every pair goes through a meticulous authentication process. Introducing eBay Authenticity Guarantee. First, the sneakers you've purchased are inspected by a team of professional authenticators who carefully examine the shoes, including color, pattern, logos, and materials. Then they're measured and compared to the eBay listing to make sure they match. Even the laces, accessories, and box are checked. Once your sneakers are verified, they receive an authenticity tag, and every tag is NFC enabled so you can see the detailed specs. eBay Authenticity Guarantee. No fakes, no fraud, no doubt.
eBay is the place to go for all of your memorabilia, sports or non-sports cards, autographs, and much more. Whether it's a gift for that special someone or you want to just add to your collection, eBay's huge marketplace should be your first stop. And if you sell, now's the time to flip your cards and get some extra cash. I shop on eBay all of the time. That's eBay, connecting buyers and sellers globally. By the way, have you ever gone on eBay and bid for something?
No, only like 30,000 times.
Yeah, I me too. I mean, I go on.
You win?
No, I never won. Never won.
I've won a lot of stuff on eBay.
You know why I don't win?
Yeah, because you don't bid enough.
I get scared. Nervous.
Hey, listen, before we get back to Derek, why don't you tell us about our friends at Showpieces Sports?
You know, you're overworking me again.
Oh, Jesus.
The Great American Collectibles Show is very pleased to bring on a great new sponsor, Showpiece Sports. Without a doubt, Showpiece Sports has the best selection of signed baseballs, signed bats, game-used memorabilia, and signed jerseys in the hobby. How about one of the only single-signed Josh Gibson baseball on earth? Wow. Or signed baseballs by Ruth, Gehrig, Cobb, and Mathewson, just to name a few.
You played with all of them.
Well, that's and they all come with letters of authenticity from companies like PSA/DNA, then JSA and Beckett, and NBC and CBS, and they also have a tremendous selection of single sign and team balls that are amazingly affordable. Tom recently purchased a Mel-Ott signed baseball.
I did.
Yeah, as well as one signed by Jimmy Fox and Roger Hornsby. And we all know how cheap he is. If you go on to showpiecesports.com, you will be blown away, or call 732-806-7314. That's Showpieces Sports, offering the finest in sports memorabilia. Now I have a question for our special guest, Derek, who is drunk.
No, he's not. Look at him.
Derek,
he's sober.
No, he told me to say that. He told me to say that.
I'm sure he did. Yeah.
I got a question for you. It's very important for me now.
Yes, sir.
I just got my Social Security check, and I want to get into the collectibles business. What cards are hot? Because I want to get something.
Well, I can tell you that the modern market has gone through a bit of a correction, as we've predicted here. Roll the tape.
We were the first.
Okay.
We were the first.
It. Yes, we did. And, you know, when things go up too fast, I don't care if it's houses, I don't care, real estate, anything, it's going to the stocks, anything. It's going to get a correction. So you could make an argument that there's some modern cards that have come back to pre-pandemic pricing in tens, whether it's LeBron rookie cards or, right now Steph Curry's really hot. So to try and buy his stuff wouldn't be advisable right now. But the blue chip stuff, if I would have just bought over the last 20 years, I think I've said this before, Gaudy Rus between 1 and 8, Tito 6 Ty Cobbs between 1 and 8, the that blue chip stuff,
Yeah.
it always keeps going up, and nothing shocks me. Now cards that we could have bought, a T206 Ty Cobb and a 3. Do you remember when they were under $1,000? Do you remember when 33 Gaudy Roofs?
Can I tell you something, Derek? I have 2 greens. One green that I have, Cobb green, is a 3. You know what I paid for that card?
When did you get it? A long time ago?
I paid $500 for that card.
How long ago?
1991, maybe.
And now it's graded a 3?
Yeah. Oh, I had it graded a 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's great.
I'm just saying.
So now,
I mean,
yes.
I'm supporting what you're saying.
Yeah. No, I understand that. And I'm saying you could have done this up until 5 years ago, 3 years ago. The cards just keep going up because true collectors, in my opinion, and you can be a true collector of modern. I do respect that. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of speculators in the modern, and they drive it through the roof, and then
they fall
when it crashes.
Hello, Jason Tatum. Hello, Jason Tatum. Right?
They're not making any more T206 Cobbs. They're not making any more. So a lot of people do look back at the vintage and say, "Wow, this is undervalued." So you've seen the uptick in vintage cards, and I am not seeing a slowdown in the prices on vintage cards. Okay.
But you know something, though? We've talked about this.
Well,
we talked about this last week, you and I.
Yes.
Some of these modern collectors, I think, like the light is finally going on, and they're seeing what's happening, and maybe they're expanding to the vintage market themselves a little bit.
I think they would. I just don't know on speculation that they can get out of their heads the shiny shimmer refractors and the terminology. And when they're buying just 9s and 10s, it might be hard for them when you're accustomed to looking at just cards that are perfect to go back and look at a card and accept it as a 4 with a little crease or a little stain, or you have to appreciate it as a collector. But I'm sure a dealer should be able to buy and sell anything. I mean, how could I limit myself if I opened a store or I became a dealer? Why would I want to turn down? Yeah, I'd love to just do vintage, but I can't turn away from. We have lots of our vintage clients. A lot of my high-end clients still want to have a LeBron James, a Peyton Manning, a Tom Brady rookie card.
Yeah.
They still want to have a Jordan rookie card.
Oh, yeah.
But they're not going to chase. I've advised them not to chase all these different one-of-ones, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, it's that whole manufactured rarity stuff.
Manufactured rarity. I can't, and I'm curious, and I was, what I was saying about the grading earlier. Look, it is not an easy job. Even when you do a perfect job as a grader, okay, you still get criticized because those cards you grade, you're determining the value, okay? So nobody acts like they're satisfied when they get their grades back.
Right.
They always want more 10s. So a grader can't win. It's like an umpire or referee. The grader's not going to win. I'm just saying, I hope for industry's sakes, we don't continue to go through a tight period and we can get grading fees down and let people grade the commons again so they can build the sets.
Yeah.
If at $40 a card, you can't be grading common cards like Rico Petrocelli in 1975.
No, you're right. That's a good point.
Well, you got anything from like $100 to $250 in those cards? $250. That's my Social Security.
Where you'd have to buy.
I just got my.
Where you'd have.
LK
That
line.
wasn't a bad question.
No?
That wasn't a bad question. So I'm going to go outside my comfort zone here because I always say Gaudy, Roost, Cobbs. I always say that stuff. But let's argue that the 70s had some great players. Mike Schmidt, okay?
Yeah.
He's got 2nd and 3rd and 4th year cards. George Brett, incredible player. He's got cards, 2nd and 3rd year cards. There's a lot of great, players from the 70s, and there's probably still some undervalued rookies. Ricky Henderson was one of the greatest players of all time. Other than his rookie card in a PSA 10, which is 6 figures, start going after some of those 2nd years and 3rd years. They're going to be something at some point. I do believe that. But because not everybody can afford Cobbs and Roos and Christy Mathewson and Lou Gehrig.
Hey, Derek, we got about 2 minutes left. Who's going to win?
Wow, where'd the time go?
I know. It's unbelievable.
When you're having fun.
Real quickly, who's going to win the card wars? What manufacturer is going to win the card wars? Who's going to, when all the dust clears, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Fanatics, Panini? Who's it going to be?
But Fanatics is getting the license.
Okay.
I feel like Fanatics is, futuristic. I think they listen to their customers. I think they're going to do a great job. I just believe that. I think they're going to have a lower, a high end product, a low end. They're going to cover the bases. I just have to have my belief that they know what they're doing and they're going to do a good job. And there's not really card wars because there's only one Major League Baseball license to my knowledge, and that's what Topps had, and now Fanatics bought Topps, so they get all those brands, which is cool.
All right.
So they can bring back some of the Topps brands. Go ahead.
30 seconds, one last question, and this is very important. Pokemon.
Hey, wait, 1 second. Am I on the stage at the National with you guys?
Yeah, of course you are. We're going to get you on. Yeah, I don't know for how long, but you're on. Real quickly, Pokemon cards. Make sure you...
I don't know anything about them.
Well, I know, but you're going to learn because Chrissy has sent you an email, and you need to direct her. Very important that you direct her.
Oh, I will, to the comic department.
Exactly.
Who has the Pokemon specialist.
All right, we love you, brother.
Listen, Pokemon.
No, we'll talk later. Love you, and
right,
as always,
I'm going to go work on my tan so I don't look like The Walking Dead. I'm going to go
take care,
or get somebody for makeup.
Take care.
So, hey, all right, guys.
All right. Derek Grady,
Thanks,
we love
Derek.
you guys.
Great.
And to our viewers and
Great
listeners,
job,
we
man.
are.
Thanks, guys.
We're out of time.
Fun.
We
See
love
you
you
at
guys.
the National.
And with that being said,
Yay.
happy collecting.
See you guys.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.